but you're never gonna make it. Aren't you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that.
What it is, guys, it is IPossessThePower aka Jordan, and welcome back to the channel. For you guys today, I have a Crown Tier 5 DMZ guide for the mission Mass Extinction event. In this mission we need to kill 15 operators in one deployment. I'm going to be doing mine on Mw2, and this is going to be more of a tips and trick, as the description of the mission is pretty obvious. The first one is going to be come in with a team, having 3 players with full plate self-res backpacks. It's just invaluable communication, and especially if they've got the gunny. Which brings us to our next tip, is divide your money between yous, and the first thing I suggest doing is buying an LTV. It comes with a mounted turret. It does a lot of damage, and I find that when you drive around in one of these things, people aren't just going to come in and try and challenge you or shoot you out. Much rather they will go and hide. So that kind of segues into our next tip, which is distraction. When people are riding around inside of a vehicle, it pings them with a red mark on the map, so they're easily trackable, and you can actually use that to your advantage. So we've got a hunt squad active, and we get our teammates to drive towards them to distract them while I go and get some high ground, as most likely they're not going to expect the flank from me. Which also brings me to my next tip, which is get high ground. Sometimes it's an info game, and when you're in cities like this, trying to keep track of where they are, because the hunt squad circle is quite big, just getting some info can help. As you see here, I'm flying towards the hunt contract circle, and I notice that there are enemies on this building here, so I ping them as a live ping for my teammates. And as I fly down, they're probably focused on the car and watching where they're going, that I run in and just completely sneak up on this guy and kill him. His teammate doesn't really know what's going on, where did he come from, and I beat him to death. So, you know, sometimes having the element of surprise and just kind of distraction, you know, what am I doing with this hand while you kill them with the other? That's just quite a good tactic, even in war. It also brings me to my next tip there, which is to revive. I revived him there. I like having more players on my team. I think that it is easier to do that way, and if they're not that great, it's just better bait, and sometimes you just need some good bait to catch the bigger fish. So I go over to try and revive this guy, but my teammates won't have a bar of it. They are absolute savages. I tell them to revive them, and they're just like, nah, we want his loot. But I suggest trying to revive people when you can. So my next tip will be having a long range weapon. A lot of times you're getting in sniper battles. I'm not the best sniper, but if you have a decent setup, it's very easy to just pick someone off if they're not looking at you from a distance. Rather, especially if you're in the open, trying to make your way to them while they're looking at you can be quite difficult. So I actually just pick up this gun off a bot and I come in with a sniper. I think that is a far better strategy than what we usually do, which is come in with just a normal gun, especially when going for this mission. So my next tip there is, as you see I'm looting, I hear this guy and just turn around and wait. Having a good headset or cranking it up and muting the other players if they're loud or echoey is another good way to get the jump on enemies. That guy just ran in, I was looting, I heard him a mile away, and I'm just ready for the fight. Segue into our next tip is the weapons case. If someone picks up the weapon case, go and track them down. They've got pretty much got a live ping on them. Very easy to track. As you see, that guy just runs up. I'm just waiting for him. Probably the easiest gunfight I'll ever have. And that also brings us to our next one. It's just, if you actually manage to get the weapon case, if someone's done all the hard work for you, pick up the weapon case. Now you have the live mark on you. You know, you need to kill 15 operators in 24 minutes. That's not a lot of time, and if players are going to come to you instead of you looking for them, even better. So pick up that weapons case. The next tip is to refuel your LTV and repair it whenever you can. And also pick up gas cans when you can, so you can kind of limit this process if it is a fuel issue. We stopped in here more because of damage, but I bring a fuel case just if it happens again. We've had this LTV since you've seen us buy it at the start, and it has done us wonders, getting us around the map, forcing players into buildings where I like to take my gunfights. The next tip is UAVs. If you look up at the mini-map, we are getting live pings of where all the enemies are, what level they're on. If everyone has a UAV, you can easily wipe out squads with just UAVs alone. So we see that they're all separated, which kind of brings me to my next tip: check your corners. I do not have any idea as the UAV ran out that this guy would just be sitting in a corner. However, that is my fault. I should expect that. We learn from every death, and I'm here to share this with you. If you haven't learnt by now, always check your corners. But luckily I've got teammates here that finished him off, and as you see, I told you before, they are a lot more savage than I am. We are now sitting 1 kill away, so it brings us to my final tip, and I am not proud of this one: proximity chat. We heard a guy talk, told him to come down and get a ride, and as you see, we all just shredded him. I felt really bad, but at the end of the day, we have missions to complete, and you need to do whatever you can to secure that. I do want to say that I don't like playing this way. I would much prefer missions where we all work together, but I do have missions to do, and I give back just as much as I take. I'm going to leave you guys with this little 5-man wipe. I really hope that you get some use out of these guides and tips. If you do, please leave a like, comment or subscribe. I really appreciate all you guys and the love and support. I'm going to work on streaming soon for people that have been asking, because I know you want to see that, so we can kind of grow together. But anyway guys, if you do enjoy them, hit that notification bell to stay ahead of the game. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Keep it real guys, peace.
Are you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Are you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back?